As directed by New York State Legislature, the first town board meeting for the new town of Babylon was held on April 2nd, 1872 at the American House Hotel in Babylon. Elections were held that same day. After the ballots were tallied, the new town board commenced their first meeting. Supervisor Elbert Carl, represented by Supervisor Rich Schaffer. Justice of Peace John D. Capen, represented by Councilman Anthony Martinez. Justice of Peace William Gaukler, represented by Councilman Anthony Manetta. Justice of Peace David Larned, represented by Councilman Terence McSweeney. Justice of Peace John R. Walker, represented by DuWayne Gregory. Town Clerk John James Robbins, represented by Town Clerk Geraldine Compitello.
Town Clerk will take a roll call and board members may respond here, present, and aye. Supervisor Carl.
Here, present, and aye.
Justice Capen.
Here.
Justice Gaukler.
Here.
Justice Larned.
Here.
Justice Walker.
Aye. I, Supervisor Carl, offer resolution number 1, that we appropriate the sum of $1,500 for the support of the poor in our town of Babylon. And of course, that's what the town of Babylon is founded on, support for each and every one of us as neighbors, and it has continued to this day be part of our prideful appreciation for our town and its future.
I, Justice Capen, offer resolution number 2, that we appropriate the sum of $200 for the repairs of our roads and bridges in our town of Babylon.
That can fix the pothole.
Yeah. So while so many of us fought against Northern Road projects, we now have the responsibility to maintain the byways in our new town. And for historical context, the town of Babylon on an annual basis sets aside $10 to $11 million to maintain our 500 roads in the town of Babylon. Talk about inflation.
I, Justice Gaukler, offer resolution number 3, that we appropriate the sum of $1,000 for the contingent expenses of the town of Babylon. So we will need this money to make sure that our new town government is funded appropriately.
That paid for some pens.
I, Justice Larned, offer resolution number 4, that the islands be hired out to the highest bidder at public auction for the financial benefit of our town of Babylon. The harvesting of salt pay, fish, and shellfish from in and around our Great South Bay is an important part of our local economy.
I, Justice Walker, offer resolution number 5, that the privileges of the Great South Bay be exclusive to the citizens of the towns of Babylon and Islip, and that said privilege be protected from encroachment by other towns. The natural resources of our Great South Bay, both economically and recreationally, are a benefit for the residents of our new town.
Angie, did you hear that? I said.
I, Town Clerk Robbins, conclude the first meeting of the town board for the new town of Babylon. The minutes of these meetings will be recorded and preserved by the town clerk's office in perpetuity.